Any manual data entry takes time, so any simple time-saving options are normally welcomed with open arms. The credit invoice option in invoicing is one of these options. It was first introduced in Sage Accounts 2011 and is available in both Sage 50 accounts and Sage Instant accounts. It makes entering credit notes quick, simple and accurate. You can print or email the credits. When it updates, it automatically adjusts stock, and if the original invoice is still outstanding when you update the credit note, it automatically allocates, saving you time and helping to maintain your customer accounts. Let's have a look at how the option works in the software. We'll take the scenario that A1 Design Services, they've returned some goods that they've recently purchased and they would like a credit note for the returned items. The goods were originally included on invoice number 3, which is on my list. So if we highlight that one, and then we can just click credit invoice at the top. Now we could have just manually entered the credit note using new credit, but this option, this credit invoice, is much quicker. Now just before we click that option, a couple of points to mention is that the option is only active if we've got an invoice selected. If I just take the highlight off that, you'll see the option is greyed out. It also works for both in product invoices and also service invoices, so it works in exactly the same way. So let's have a go. We'll highlight that invoice, click credit invoice, and it generates the product credit note for me. And that's literally how quick and simple it is to raise your credit note. You don't have to enter any details manually, it's all done for you automatically. You can then print it and update it. However, before you do that, you might want to make changes. So they might not have returned all the goods. So for instance, I could click that product there, press F8 to remove it, discards the line, and then save it. I could adjust the quantities as well. It's really simple. So literally it's just clicking F8 to remove the items, adjust the quantities, and then when you're ready, you can just click save. Now, if I click save, we're then prompted, do you want to update this credit note and allocate it to the invoice? If the original invoice is still outstanding, the credit note will automatically be allocated if we click yes. If the invoice has been paid, then the credit note will update and it'll show it as outstanding against the customer's account. If the invoice was part paid, it will allocate as much of the credit note as possible to the invoice, and then part of the credit note would remain outstanding. So if we just click yes to that prompt, message appears, credit note 5, which is the one that's just been generated, has been updated and allocated to invoice number 3, and it gives me the transaction numbers for those as well. If I just click OK, we can then close out of the credit notes or the product invoice screen, and that's it done, and both transactions now show as being posted. So that's the credit note there, credit note number 5 that we just generated. So quick and simple. That brings us to the end of this quick demonstration. Earlier I mentioned the F8 key. In case you aren't already aware of it, all of the function keys on your keyboard have a use in your software. You can find out more about them within Sage Accounts. Just go to help and then from the drop down choose shortcut keys.